Hello, my lovely Facebook people. Let's see if this actually works. I've now just smudged my eye makeup and it's gone right underneath. So let me just have a look and see if this is working again. This is the beauty of technology and using the technology that is to hand and yet not being able to do anything if it goes awry. Hello, I've got at least one person back, which is fantastic. So if you're joining again, please do say hi, and I'm going to cut to the chase so that I can get the information across and have the conversation that I thought would be useful to many people this evening. Now, if you are watching or listening to this, because I know some people don't actually watch it, they just listen to have it on in the background, which is absolutely great. But if you are, and you suddenly think, I reckon that so-and-so would really value having this, hearing this information, then share this page, and I will show you how easy it is, because I'm just about to click share on here, and I'm going to share it to my own page. There we go, done. It's that easy, like you would do with anything else on Facebook. Or if you want to, you can actually tag people as you would with anything else in Facebook. Anyway, my phone is going crazy now. And as I said in the beginning of the other video, I apologise. This is going to be a little bit wobbly, but I've left my tripod at the office and I haven't been able to manufacture any kind of other helpful way of keeping my phone static. So apologies for the little bit of a wobble, but at least we have a connection at the moment. And whilst we have a connection, I am going to dive straight into what I wanted to share this evening. And please, at any point when I'm sharing this information about ways to deal with overwhelm, please do feel free to comment at any point, to ask questions, share your thoughts, your insights. But also, if things are making sense, then please do give me a thumbs up, or I can only do a one-handed heart at the moment. But if you can do hearts or those kinds of things when it's making sense. And if it's not making sense, rather than doing the sad or the angry face, because there's a bit of a time delay between me saying things and it being broadcast, if you could let me know. And if it's something that you kind of, even if it's just like the bit with blah, blah, blah didn't make sense, can you explain more? That is enough. You don't have to go into any personal details if you don't want to. But equally, if you do want to elaborate a little bit more, then please do send me a message. Obviously, I won't be able to answer those live on the call, but I do message back. You can message me direct on here. Thank you, Katie, for letting me know that this one is working. Yay! It's always a bonus. So you can all do what Katie's doing, which is say hello. It's always lovely to know who's on the call live. You can also do that for the recordings as well. I do get messages when there's, even if you're watching the recording and you want to put a comment or a question or even say hello, and I will come back to it. So enough about all of that. Let's get straight into dealing with overwhelm, or ways to deal with overwhelm. And I want to keep this extremely simple. The main reason being is I don't want to overwhelm you with a bunch of techniques and do this, do that, etc. I just want to give you kind of really the first two things is a very simple process to be able to get clarity for yourself where you are with regards to the overwhelm and what you could do about it. And then an offering of something else as just a different way of starting to think about potentially how you're running a pattern or a habit or a behaviour that could be keeping you caught in overwhelm. Malika McGregor, oh my gosh, there's a blast from the past. Hello, my lovely. It's lovely to have you on board as well. So, overwhelm. So often when I hear people talk about overwhelm in their own experience, what they're talking about usually are the lists that they've got, the things they've got to do, the demands on their time, the expectations that either they have placed on themselves or they perceive are placed by others, pressures that either they've created themselves or other people have created. And that's when quite often people will talk about overwhelm and, I've got this to do, that to do, that to do, that to do. And it's too much. And quite often what's interesting when people talk about overwhelm is kind of the contortions that their face goes into when they start talking about it. So as somebody who tends to witness that as a coach, to me, it kind of highlights the turmoil, the suffering, the discomfort that potentially is going on internally about this overwhelm, because the face is pulling so many different faces. This obviously resonates because there's thumbs going across. Thank you for letting me know. I can't see who that was, so I can't thank you personally. But so the first thing that I would invite you to do is however you experience overwhelm, however overwhelm shows up for you, the first thing you need to stop to do is think about what are you thinking about the situation that you're facing. And what I mean by that is get really clear on what are the thoughts that are whizzing round, so that you can, and if you can write them down, it's fantastic, or even speak them out loud, just so that we think that because we think something that our brain has got a handle on it, or that our brain knows what's going on, but very often it doesn't. So what's really helpful is when you write it down, or even if you speak it out loud, even if that's to yourself in the car, either to or from work or something like that, it gives your brain the opportunity to either see it or hear it for the first time. Because actually, I know it sounds like it's listening to it up here, but actually they're just they're just pulses, they're just electronic pulses that are going off. So until you speak something out loud, and this often happens in coaching sessions actually, is that clients will say, now I've said it out loud, or I can't believe I'm saying that out loud, but now I've said it out loud, it sounds illogical or ridiculous or unreasonable. So that's the wonder of a coaching process, is they then start to support themselves in a different way. But anyway, that's a side note. Back to the overwhelm. What are you thinking about the situation that you're facing that you perceive is causing you overwhelm? And get really clear. Is it words or phrases such as I can't cope, or I can't deal with this, I don't have enough time, I'm never going to get it done, there's just too much to do? And get really clear on those different thoughts that are happening and hear the whole thread of them. Because I know for me, if I go into overwhelm, for me it's I can't get this done, I'm going to let people down, then I'm going to look stupid, and therefore I am stupid, and it looks like the internet connection has frozen again. Aha! I was too busy looking at the computer to see what was going on. So, as I was saying, when we have thoughts about overwhelm, we don't necessarily hear them, and what we need to do is to be able to hear them. And when we can hear them, either get them written down or say them out loud, we can start to get clear on what we're saying. And it may sound like a simple process,